welcome to Not Movies. This is a podcast where me and my two sidekicks, Sean and Summer, write...
I'm Sean.
And?
Summer,
and I'm Eric. This is a podcast where we write movies that we would like to see, or we write movies because we feel obligated to do this because we came up with this a little while ago, and we are just sort of
going through the motions.
And sticking to a gimmick that we feel like now makes us unique, and I wish that people...
Summer just licked the microphone, and I don't know why.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay.
I was just sticking my tongue out and I moved a little too close.
She's so weird.
It was pretty gross.
Ooh, all of a sudden the air came on, and I just got a big, little... That's nice. It was a little refreshing, little gust of air. So you know something I
farted at him.
That's what it is.
That gust of air is going to blow all the way over to him now.
No, I was just kidding. I was the gust of air.
Oh.
And, now I'm getting it. Beefaroni?
I haven't had that since I was a kid. So if that's what you're smelling, then that one was from down deep.
Oh, man. You know who used to eat Chef Boyardee all the time?
Who?
You know who used to eat Chef Boyardee all the time?
Who?
Matt Stauffer.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He had a lot of Chef Boyardee.
Why are you talking shit about him?
I'm not talking shit about him.
Sounds like you're calling him out.
We were just looking.
I'm not calling him out.
We were just looking at his signature. That's probably why you thought of that.
Never has there been a sweeter, more sugary pasta sauce ever in a product than Chef Boyardee. That's not what I wanted to talk about. I have never. I realized in the gap between, as I was just really thinking about the podcast, I realized something that I never talked about on the podcast, which is a huge in for film for me, is Tim Burton. Tim Burton was a huge part of my childhood. They were the first movies that I really loved. His early work really is the only work that's unfortunately worth talking about. And I think most people, even people with passing knowledge of him, understand that like there are two very different eras of Tim Burton.
Sorry.
Sean is fixing the mic stand and he's moving it away from my mouth, and I'm trying not to sound like there is a it's a gap in it. But I started rewatching his classics, and man, they still hold up. Burton was like, I think, a first director for a lot of people because it's so clear and easy to see that this is the same guy. It's like the first time as a kid you're like, oh, this guy made that movie and that movie, because it's a very strong style that runs throughout them. Did you guys grow up watching or liking Burton movies in particular? Was it a part of your childhood? Was it not a part of your childhood?
Yeah, I mean, I liked Nightmare Before Christmas a lot.
Okay, and I feel the need to say that is a Henry Selick movie directed by Henry Selick, but it is created. The characters are created, and the story was created by Tim Burton. But
I liked his poetry. Read his book of poetry.
There you go. Was it the Melancholy Adventures of Oyster Boy?
Nope, Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy and Other Stories.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love all his artwork. I love all that. And I would say, Sean, what about you?
Can you name some more Tim Burton movies, like the classics that you're talking about?
I
like Edward Scissorhands a whole lot.
Me too.
Yeah,
I would
that's
say
a great one.
It's probably my favorite. I would. So the order of them go. His first studio film was not counting his like.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be
films.
complete. I don't give a shit.
So
just the hits.
Because the big first one was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh yeah, great.
Second one was Beetlejuice.
Yeah, great.
Third movie that he makes is the first Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, great.
Fourth movie he makes is wait a second. Oh, I don't want to mess this up. Beetlejuice, Batman, Edward Scissorhands.
Excellent.
Fifth movie he makes is actually one of my favorites, Batman Returns. Because it's Batman, but it's like less comic book. It's all Burton. Like, he takes Catwoman and Penguin and turns them into Tim Burton characters.
Yeah, is that the one where Danny DeVito plays the Penguin? Yeah, great.
And it's like a dark fantasy. And then I believe the one after that is a great one that not a lot of people, as many people have seen. It's called Ed Wood.
Yeah, great.
Love Ed Wood. And then after that, I want to say Mars Attacks.
Yep, great. All these are great.
I love Mars Attacks.
So, yeah, all right, all
and
good.
then...
That answers your question.
And then Sleepy Hollow.
Didn't say it.
It's okay. It's pretty good. It's good. It's not great. It's missing. It's sort of more of a straight, scary movie. in Tim Burton aesthetic and fashion, Headless Horseman, all
I
that
think
stuff.
I just don't care about the Headless Horseman. I was just
I like the
not on
creepiness
board
of it
at all.
But you know what it's missing? It's missing the humor of a Tim Burton movie, where it's like, oh, these things are creepy, but they're kind of cute and funny in a weird way. And after that, I don't remember what the next exact movie is. I do remember.
Are there any other good ones after that?
Big Fish is the
Big Fish. Okay, yeah.
It's a good one.
I loved Big Fish when it came out. It's very different for him. It's a lot more bright and a lot more hopeful.
Still just as weird.
It's still weird. It's a lot more hopeful.
It's got some pretty dour parts.
Yo, for sure.
Definitely.
But I think it has a lack of nihilism and sort of like the thing that I love about his early work is maybe something that he worked through and then couldn't do anymore as an adult.
Well, yeah, I mean,
which was sort of like his whole angle in like Edward Scissorhands and stuff like that is like, I feel fucking weird. Nobody understands me. Normal people are scary to me. I mean, like the monsters in Edward Scissorhands are that suburban families.
That's
like,
how he grew up.
Yeah, in Burbank. I mean, and I says that like because you went pretty deep with the book of poetry, but like I was obsessed with him, and I read Burton on Burton, so I got into like stuff about his childhood and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And what's sad to me is in the later half of his career, because he started out as an animator, he got so into using computer generated animation that like all the fun of all his like big practical sets and makeups and effects are now like his new movies don't have any of that. They're all like computer generated with green screen. Yes. And I just feel like but I'm still I've been rewatching all those and I've been having a little renaissance of like classic Burton. And I just wanted to know because it struck me like as something that was probably something you guys were, because I feel like our generation just grew up in the same era, and those were the films that were like no, that's interesting. Okay, that was a huge detour, but one I think that was interesting.
Well, I've been dying to hear what ideas Summer has. For
it's not my idea. It's your idea that you recorded into my phone.
Okay.
And this is unedited of your words into poorly...
I hope this is nothing embarrassing.
That's why we were talking about before the episode. I hope it's nothing,
that was what you were talking
wrong.
about. Gotcha.
It's poorly translated from technology.
Okay.
And what my note says, I'm going to read it verbatim because it makes no sense to me. Mm-hmm. How to say, my belly talk to me is not movie.
Are we talking about a talking belly?
I have no idea.
John, do you remember what you were saying?
If he does, I will be very surprised.
So I said this to your phone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And let me read it off of your phone.
How to say my belly talk to me is not movie.
How to say my belly talk to me is a not movie.
Uh-huh.
How did the phone...
How
is
to
that,
say
is
my
that the
belly
way you
talk
said
to
it?
Me? I'm pretty sure it is. I think
my belly talk to me?
how to was mistranslated. I think it was a different word he said. But I do think the rest of it is say my belly talk to me. I think he really did say into my phone. Yes.
Well, I think it's interesting if your belly starts if you wake up one day and your belly starts talking to you.
I do think that's interesting.
Like it grumbles one day and you understand it.
Oh, so
I
it's
feel
not
like I
literally-
normally understand
it's like
it.
You understand that your stomach's talking,
Like
but nobody else
like
can hear it.
like verbally.
Yes.
Meatballs.
What was that?
Meatballs.
Babe, wake up. Yeah, Sean, play my wife or my girlfriend.
I'm sleeping.
No, honey. Wait, did you?
Meatballs.
So you heard? Okay, now we're like kind of like destroying the
This
premise.
did not work.
Destroying
That
the premise
fell.
that you set up 2 seconds ago. Holy shit.
Oh, no.
I need to take some improv classes.
It's okay. Improv was not my strong suit. I just would always panic and like.
And say I'm meatballs.
Yeah, that was my move.
That's my technique too.
Yeah.
But there's something there.
I think that's
It's something
pretty
alright.
good. I'm in. It's.
You want to see what other ones I had written
Yes, please.
down?
Summer knows I have a list of stories that I'm burning to tell that I am holding desperately onto. Not that I don't want it, but I'm just worried if I want to write them later, that somebody could steal them.
We could reboot Captain Planet.
I'm down for
We
that.
fucking need it. This is we could do this maybe down the line.
Mm-hmm.
We could do a sequel to Elf called Elves, where Will Ferrell and he finds his long lost elf brother, and it's Kevin Hart, and they save Christmas again.
Kevin Hart's kind of a controversial figure right now.
Oh, is he? What did he do?
He made some very homophobic statements, and then he didn't.
Oh.
And then he didn't really apologize, and was like, "I've apologized many times."
Were they made long ago?
I think they were.
Yeah, I think they were.
But they were like, "What do you think about this?"
Right. It happened a long time ago.
It's more so that he like did a real half-assed non-job of apologizing.
I see. Yeah. Okay. That's most of them. I don't really have.
But I'm down for the Captain Planet idea. I'm also down for the Talking Tummies movie. I just need to know it's going somewhere.
Okay. We could combine them.
I think that's the one thing.
That doesn't seem necessary.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I'm not interested in.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry. But like, I was like, this is great, or this, whichever one you want. And you're like, let's do both. I'm like,
Anything
no way.
Anything but that.
Okay.
I was gonna say a pregnant woman her tummy starts grumbling, and then she finds out she's pregnant with Captain Planet, and
No. But let's bring it back. I think the thing that I miss about Tim Burton is that his movies don't feel like original stories anymore, or like he stopped picking original material or material that he was coming up with. Like Beetlejuice wasn't based on a book; it was based on a script that was originally meant to be a horror movie, and they turned it into like a Tim Burton movie.
I see.
And then Edward Scissorhands.
So you want people's tummies to start talking and killing people? What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about a horror movie about it necessarily.
no, we're taking sort of a trauma premise and giving it a Burton treatment.
Bingo.
That's what he's talking about.
I think exactly. I think it's just sort of like.
We didn't lose a beat in those 5
no,
months, did we?
No, we didn't. We didn't. It's kind of quirky enough, but not like it could be bent into a horror movie. But I don't think we want to. I think I like that you're making it a pregnant woman now. Her stomach. So like, let's say she's a pregnant woman and she's just having the normal cravings, right?
Yeah, normal, slightly weird cravings.
What would you say you would start with slightly weird? Oh well, I guess like
she wants
pickles and
she wants like ketchup flavored chips in the middle of the night, or some just weird like specific cravings, which I feel like is typical for a movie version of a pregnant woman.
Sure. I think they live in a little bit of a heightened Burton, not suburb necessarily, because that's too Edward Scissorhandsy, but like
Edward Scissorhands was long enough ago that I think
we could just rip and copy paste.
No, but like the setting almost being in the suburbs, I think is okay to share that.
Yes. Like
do 1980s inspired suburbs instead of 1950s inspired suburbs.
There you go.
Boom.
There you go.
Or
All right.
90s.
Well, whatever.
And they are, they're like a new couple. She is like, I don't know. And well, she's getting these cravings and stuff, and then maybe she starts to hear her stomach start to speak. And it starts like just saying food.
Different food items though.
And now is it the baby?
I think maybe she thinks it's the baby, and then she has the baby, and her stomach keeps talking to her.
Oh, that's interesting. This thing just blew wide open. Suffer.
Because originally I thought it was more interesting that it's the actual stomach, not.
I agree.
Her womb.
And also,
or
it gets
not
the
a
baby
baby
out of there, so you're not like, oh no, what's gonna happen to the baby? Okay, so what is the reason? Is there a reason?
I don't think we should discuss that yet.
Okay.
I think she's got a stomach that just gained sentience, basically.
Ooh, okay.
And can talk to her.
Okay. So the stomach is hungry most of the time?
I mean, that's what that's when it first clicks on, that's what it's concerned with. That's what it's thinking in terms of being full or wanting specific food or whatever.
What if also she's like once she was maybe like kind of body conscious and she hated having like a big pregnant belly, and then when she's done having the baby she gets back in shape but she can't get rid of this belly. But it's not like a fat belly, it's like noticeably a pregnant belly. Like it's the shape and but like she's like toned and she's like everything's Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I'm just laughing at Summer's face.
I know exactly what you're saying, and I am so confused. Because Because you know what makes the belly big is the baby.
Yeah, I know.
That's
but
why it's weird that she never went down.
That's why I'm saying it would be really weird.
So, yeah.
So it's
why would the stomach become, after the baby is out, the size of the baby?
Well,
it just never went in.
That's why I chose that.
We're just going to not explain it kind of like a Tusk movie or like...
I didn't see Tusk, but I know what it's about.
Okay.
But like... So because I don't have the reason or what the thing is, because I'm kind of thinking of it's like an organism or it's a new form of consciousness.
Right. Well, that's the first thing that you said that I wasn't sold on, was that her belly stays the same size after she has the kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we might not need that.
I kind of like a visual representation of something a little.
Why not? Let's just never explain it, though, and it's just going to be a weird stomach, and it's not going to be explained the whole time, and it's just going to live with her, and we're going to end the movie with just, talking stomach.
Well, now...
I think it's a little macabre.
What if we soften it a little bit and make it a little bit more easily believable that people in her world aren't going to notice that there's something awry just yet, is that it goes down and she's trying to lose the weight after her pregnancy, and then it starts coming back. And it comes back, but faster. So she knows she's not pregnant again.
We have a Tim Allen Santa Claus situation.
Yeah.
Sure.
It starts to regrow, maybe.
Second mention of Tim Allen tonight, and it's always interesting to me when that happens.
So maybe it's this some sort of sentience, and it's...
No, not explained.
Okay. No. I'm not saying that. I wasn't trying to explain what it is. I was just saying that it's grumbling while she's pregnant. It's giving her even weirder cravings and things. And then when the baby leaves, it's like, oh, got a lot more roomy in here.
Yeah.
Might stretch out a little bit.
Oh.
And then it just starts demanding all the food.
And then it just starts demanding all the food and taking up some more space. And I think the way it should talk should actually not be through magic or like her cells, but maybe through the actual gurgles. And it has to actually force air through the stomach to make words and
like Daniel Radcliffe's dead body in Swiss Army Man.
Yeah.
Was that a good movie?
Yeah.
It was good?
There was
That's really
one.
weird.
There was one fart joke that lasted a little too long, but other than that, it was fine. I mean, what do you expect from
That's
a
something that
movie?
now makes me want to see it a little bit more.
Well, I was leery going into it because I thought there would be a lot more of that humor. So, like, only having one of those jokes in the beginning, I was okay with.
Sorry, DOJ just came over and put his head on my hand and started snuggling me.
He's a nice doggy.
He is a nice doggy. This might be a little like too macabre or grotesque, but I was thinking of it more in a cartoonish way. I kind of want her stomach to have like a mouth in like a Burton-esque sort of just jagged like tooth shape. Like
I think we get there.
Okay, gotcha. And eventually, because I think that maybe the stomach is like, you're not giving me food fast enough, and so it grows a mouth to
I like that.
But I kind of want it like I feel like the typical horror route would be that she starts eating people, but I kind of want it to be more of like just like it grows into a situation where it's just then food's not enough, it starts eating like objects like a whole refrigerator.
Did you watch that TV show with Drew Barrymore? She's a zombie.
She was on it.
Santa
No.
Clarita Diet.
That one.
Oh, that's like a
Fantastic.
Netflix show.
Yeah,
it's
so
it's
good.
good.
It's really
I love
good.
it.
Really.
Drew Barrymore's
Love it.
adorable.
Oh, I didn't know it was
Yeah,
good.
it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
You should watch
okay.
it.
All right, all right. Don't say anymore. Wait, is it a zombie show?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
It like catches you off guard good.
Oh,
it's
okay. I got something to watch now.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right.
So I was thinking, like, she's got a family now. What if
Her name's Mildred.
What if the family, like, if it just sort of becomes normal and she sort of becomes like the garbage disposal of the house, where it's like, you didn't finish your fries, just throw them in,
And that's very Burton-esque.
Yeah, like they
like the
normalize
husband's
it
like,
enough.
well, we got to do something, and they're like kind of in on it. I imagine them as like sort of a young couple, and this is their first baby. No, I changed that, and I'll tell you why.
Because they have another kid, and it's gonna be fun to see him throw stuff in there.
It's an older daughter. She's only like 5 or 6, and this is like a baby boy or girl or whatever. And eventually, the stomach, like they think that they can but like the stomach is eating them out of house and home literally because it's taking apart the house. And maybe the kooky neighborhood gets involved and like tries to help them. But one day, like they're like, anybody see Rex? They're like looking for the dog.
Yeah, she's like sleepwalking maybe, and picking off pets or something.
And I think the way
Or
that we do this
squirrels.
without it being too, oh no, oh my god, is that this stomach, almost like Doctor Who's sorry, his TARDIS, thank you. It's bigger on the inside. So on the inside of her stomach, let's say, it starts building its own little house or something, like a very imagine a very
I Dream of Jeannie.
I was gonna say, imagine a very Tim Burton-y little like neighborhood, and it's almost like a twisted, more Burton-y, upside down version of the neighborhood they're in, and it's like recreating it with all the appliances and like the bits of the house, and you're like,
They go into the upside down?
yeah, it's like a twisted Burton nightmare version of the neighborhood they're living in, but it's inside her stomach, and then the third act, the beginning of the third act is. Like old man whatever is missing, and like houses are like getting torn up in this thing, and then they're older.
Wait, like she's eating whole houses?
Like we see that I don't think we should ever see it happen, but like one day like half of the block is missing, and you're like, oh my god, like what? And she's like, oh, my stomach hurts, and I think maybe maybe it's their dog that went missing, and the oldest daughter goes after it on a mission to get it. So now we are inside the stomach with the little girl as she's on a mission to save her dog, and she's got to fight little like tummy monsters or whatever. I'm all imagining very Burton creatures.
I like the idea of the dog, and I like the idea of the sister having to go in and get it, and I like the idea of it being bigger on the inside than on the outside, but I don't know if I like that it eats half the block.
Okay. I take that back.
I think maybe it needs to be not quite that
It's a bit
drastic
far.
as far as real world consequences.
Right. Even in a Burton movie, temper it a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was way more explanation than I thought we were going to give.
Me too. I was like, I had Burton on the brain, and this was not lined up that way.
You didn't even know what my pitch was going to be. I didn't even know what my pitch was going to be.
I think it lines up really freaking well.
Yeah, I think we did it.
I think we made a movie that should be Tim Burton. Listen, Tim Burton, stop just remaking Disney movies material for Disney.
Yeah,
okay.
Insult him first.
Is that what he's
And
doing?
tell him to write your movie.
Hey, numbnuts. Listen, I was a big fan. You're my favorite
And now
movie
I
director
fucking
when I was a
hate you.
child, and you've given me my favorite. Honestly, his first like 5 to 6 movies are like up in my favorite movies of all time.
They're solid choices
They're
for sure.
so solid. I just want you back, baby. Baby,
What? Well, okay.
come back.
Now, in all seriousness, what has he been doing? You say versions of Disney.
His
movies.
newest movie. So he did Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, right.
He did. This isn't a Disney movie, but he did the remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Which, when I heard he was doing it, I was like, "This is the best matching of material and director."
You would think.
This
You were
is-
wrong.
I was wrong.
You would think.
But that was also when he was like, "Hey guys, my new thing is green screens. All green screens, all the time. Also, I'm just going to hire Johnny Depp over and over again to a point where you don't want to see it happen anymore."
Yeah.
He did a remake then. He did a movie version of this old TV show, soap opera called Dark Shadows.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
It wasn't as good as What We Do in Shadows.
Oh, but what?
But what
Hey,
is?
hey.
But what is?
Come on, we're werewolves, not swearwolves. He did Dark Shadows. He did what? Charlie and Chocolate Factory, Alice in Wonderland. Now
He did some animated things, right? Like
he did.
Coraline.
Coraline was a
No,
book.
that's
No.
not. That's actually Henry Selick, the
Oh,
guy
the
who did
same person. Okay.
Nightmare Before Christmas and James and the Giant Peach.
Okay.
Which I like both of those. I like.
And they were all books first.
Yeah, and except for Nightmare, but
Yeah.
I loved Coraline and I loved James and the Giant Peach. I think that I did like Tim Burton's. So Frankenweenie was the animated film, but that was the first live action like indie film he made, and it was like an indie short. And it's a real simple premise. Kid's dog dies, and he like reanimates the dog. I liked the animated movie they did of that. I thought it was pretty good. But now he's doing Disney Studios Dumbo. And
Live action?
Yeah, it's live action. Michael Keaton's in it. Colin Farrell's in it. Here's the thing.
Is Johnny Depp in it?
No, he's not.
That's a plus. Those are
Danny
three-
DeVito's in it.
That's 4 big pluses right there.
That is a big. DeVito is always a big plus for me. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But here's the thing. There's 2 things about the movie that make me kind of not want to see it. One, and this might be a plus for some people, the trailer made me really fucking sad. And not in a I'm sad about Tim Burton way. There's a part in the trailer where Dumbo is being pulled out by the people, and they put clown makeup on his face, and he looks real sad.
Yeah, it's sad in the cartoon.
Does Danny DeVito play Dumbo?
No, that would be a hilarious version of Dumbo. It's like, oh, look at my ears, they're so big. But the other thing that made me really not want to see it is how much CGI. It looks very digital.
Yeah.
Well,
But
our hopes are high, Tammy.
yeah, I might I'm always rooting for a comeback. But if I hear if I don't, buddy, you just want some loving. Oh my goodness.
He says, I keep walking by the door. Aren't you guys getting the hint?
Oh, I love you, DOT. So real quick, you want to bring this to a close?
So there's no CGI in Tummy Time, right?
No. I think that we follow the daughter as she goes on a heroic quest to get her dog. We have a lot of fun little creatures in there.
But not too long, because I feel like we've already
No,
had
this
a
is like
pretty
the
long
third.
movie.
This is the big this is where how things get crazier in the second act. And then in the third act, this is the nice little things are brought to a new level. We're fully in this nightmare suburb version of the place. And let's say she's got to fight can there be a manifestation of this mouth tummy thing?
Yeah, I think it has to be.
His appendix is really the boss, and he's been telling him what to do this whole time, and he's got to fight the appendix, and he talks like this.
Where did Summer get the...
I don't know.
I do think that it's like
I think that's a great idea.
Oh, great. All right. Tie it up.
Evil. It's really the evil appendix pretending to be the stomach, and
for people like me,
And
that
it's-
don't-
And storing
I know-
everything in the stomach, and that's why it's the big world.
that's why you can kill the appendix and kill the villain without
killing
the mom because
And you
and
kill
the
the appendix.
appendix
She
was
removes the
like
appendix.
about to burst, and
She does an
Maybe the
emergency
dog-
appendectomy inside
Maybe
her
the
mom.
dog eats the appendix.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. The appendix is it has arms and legs, and it's like a little and it's chasing her with it's got a dagger or something, and she's like, oh, and then the dog jumps out of nowhere and it's like, ah, and she's like, Rex, and she hugs him, and the dog burps, and and then they're like, quick, we got to get out of the mouth because it's the seam is closing, and they leap out, and
And they
what
save the
happens
day.
to the rest of the neighborhood?
I think the mom.
All the missing dogs get regurgitated back out. They all plop back in their homes and their yards. Bloop, 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 bloop.
What,
And,
or what if they
everything's
just were
fine.
well, we were the only ones that could make it out, and the rest is kind of
No, it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be the.
No, they got the dog out.
Yeah, they got the dog
There
out.
weren't any other.
That was the only dog victim.
Yeah, it was the only dog victim. There were
Mm-hmm.
squirrels and chipmunks, maybe.
and they're just lost to the. I kind of like a little bit of a dark ending where it's
And she just-
there's a lot of devastation to the maybe the neighborhood. It's not half the thing is missing, like I said before, but it's they're still their house is
The birds
half
don't
in a-
chirp anymore in this part of town.
Oh, I love
Because they're all
that.
gone.
I love that.
All right.
And maybe the mom has a really big fart at the end.
And it's just a big squawk.
Maybe.
Squawk!
She farts out just the nastiest smelling, foulest
And then her
thing.
stomach returns to normal size.
Yeah, exactly. She
gets all that gas out, all that
absorbs
bloat.
And she's like, man, oh, that felt good.
I was so bloated. And then the last line, I was so bloated for months.
There's a couple puns you could definitely end
Yeah,
this
there's
on.
all sorts of gross tummy,
Yeah, we're just trying to wrap
Gas
up so that DOT
jokes.
doesn't pee in our
Oh, sorry.
studio.
Yeah.
I think it should be called Mildred. It's kind of simple.
Okay.
I think Mildred sounds a lot more Tim Burton-y than Tummy Time, although I like Tummy Time too.
The only other
Tummy
one
time's
was,
just funny because it's a thing that you actually do with babies.
the only other
Oh,
one.
okay.
That they have tummy time so that their necks
I don't
can grow.
almost don't want to say it because I think you'll like it, and I don't want it for this.
That's fine.
Are you saying you don't trust our judgment?
No, I think Sean's on board with Mildred.
Mildred is good.
But I had another story idea that I was calling Taste Buds. But it's not like a story about their
not a
buds.
buddy movie, yeah.
Mildred is a monster.
Yeah, Mildred. Sure.
I like Mildred.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. I feel very good about this.
Maybe the tagline is "It's tummy time."
Sure. Yeah.
Isn't that something people say to babies that are like?
Yeah.
It's an actual thing that for baby
Yeah.
development. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're supposed
Okay.
to have tummy time so their necks can
All
develop.
right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. So DOG can go pee. We love
Bye.
you.
We love you. Thank you so much for listening. Go follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Review us, rate us on iTunes. Send us an email at notmoviespodcast@gmail.com if you want. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.